Hello everybody and welcome back to Space Engine. My goodness, this ocean is pretty, but we are going to get out of here because we have places to go, things to do, and other cliches. Alright, oop, wrong button. Wrong button. There we go. Now, I was told this is a binary Terras, and I'm totally down for that because who doesn't like a good binary system, especially if Terras. Go away. Alright, so what we have here is this one has life as as I was told in the comment, and this one does not. Oh man, I'm liking this duality here. Oh, this actually reminds me very much of Iskandar and Gamulus from Space Engine Binaries, which I bring it up every now and then. That's because I liked that series. It was from the 70s. They did a remake. It was okay. Anyways, but there was a two-planet binary kind of like this. Where you had the peaceful, fun-loving planet of Iskandar and the military fascist planet of Gamulus, and even the color palettes are kind of similar. I like that. I like that a lot. But first off, let's investigate this planet. However, in that show, both planets were in the Large Magellanic Cloud. Interesting story. Yeah, we have little volcanoes, but mostly just a global ocean. Let's check it out then. It's abiogenic, so it's local, marine terrestrial, and it's organic multicellular. Nice. We have some fairly developed life going on here. Let's check the atmosphere. Mostly carbon dioxide. Alright. Some oxygen, nitrogen. That percent of oxygen, there's enough there that if you were to look at the spectral, like if you were to look at this planet's spectral parameters, or not parameters, signature, there we go, you'd see that oxygen concentration, and that would be a curious thing. Because at least on Earth, oxygen is produced primarily from life, so oxygen atmospheres, especially in large quantities, is always good, especially molecular oxygen, mind you. We couldn't survive here. There's way too much carbon dioxide. And water vapor, neon, argon, helium, and krypton. Sulfur dioxide. Nice. What kind of atmospheric pressure are we looking at? It's a little denser than our... Well, actually, you know what? It's a little denser than our atmosphere. But I don't think that would, No, you probably still wouldn't get enough oxygen per breath. This would probably be fatal to breathe. I know it's like in lower pressures you can survive if you have higher oxygen concentrations and nice. Oxygen becomes toxic when compressed, so we're not built very well when it comes to things like that. Anyways, 43 degrees Celsius. Ugh, God. That's like a really hot summer's day. I don't like that. Oh my God, it changed. I didn't realize that in real time. That's kind of cool. Density, troposphere, let's check the general information. What's this? Actually, wait, maybe even physical. What's the age? Alright. Is that 9 billion? I always forget. Yeah, whatever. Either way, infinity. Ooh, it's tidally locked. It's probably tidally locked with its, compatriot over here, which does have continents. Ooh, actually, I have an idea. Let's check something out. Alright, so here we are at the bottom of the ocean. We're playing Subnautica now. We're gonna get out of here. Oh. Just, come on. There we go. Alright. Skimming the surface. We can look up. And yeah, that looks kind of nice. I like that. Let's speed this up. I'm kind of curious. So that's exposure. I'm really dumb. No. Timescale. There we go. Yeah, you can tally locked. You can see kind of... No, not even librations. Oh, we got an eclipse. Oh wow, that's bright. These clouds get kind of thick at times. Alright then, now let's get out of here and go over to the neighboring planet, which is currently being eclipsed. Let's do this. Ah, tidally locked planets. Gotta love it. Oh, that's not. That'll work. Now, this one actually has land we can sit on. Because being terrestrial creatures and all, we like land. At least I'm fond of land. I like the ocean, but I can't live on the ocean. Well, floating cities maybe. Oh, look at that. This one for sure has the better view. It has like the orange sky and the nice neighboring planet. Let's check out its physical characteristics, shall we? Info. We have atmosphere first. Mostly carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen, some complex organics, no molecular oxygen, which I guess makes sense because there's no life on this one. But it has a fairly carbon-rich atmosphere. It's like a lot of the like the ethane groups and stuff. That's kind of cool. What's the pressure like? It's really close to being like Earth. It's a little tiny bit more dense than Earth. Or I should say higher pressure than Earth. That's kind of cool. Air temperature is more reasonable than the other planet, however it's still quite hot. Room temperature in Celsius is 21, 22, somewhere around the 20s. 39. That's like above body temperature, so it's kind of sucks. Either way, that's I'm liking this environment more, minus the atmospheric composition, which is quite poisonous. What's the gravity like? That'd be in general, wouldn't it? Or in physical? Probably in physical. Gravity. Huh. Alright. Density. What's the diameter? It's a little smaller than Earth. Yeah, because isn't Earth like 14,000 kilometers, roughly? Or it's like 14 something something something. Actually, I have it written down over there on a 40,000. Yeah, okay. I have that written on a chalkboard behind me for reasons. Actually, wait, what's the mass of the other planet then? It's probably gonna be similar because they're tidally locked. Well, that actually doesn't mean anything because Pluto and Charon are tidally locked and Charon's smaller. Physical. General. Physical. Diameter. Yeah, it's wider than Earth. The gravity's probably gonna be higher then. Yeah. Interestingly enough, you can have a large planet with lower gravity than you'd expect, depending on its density, and you can have a smaller planet with higher gravity. For example, Mercury, its surface gravity is actually higher than you'd expect for a body of its size, and that's because it's mostly made of, well, it's basically just a big iron rock. Like it's very probably the core of a planet that was much bigger and was torn apart early in the solar system's history. So if you have a planet like a water world that it seems bigger than it actually is in terms of solid mass, its gravity will be lower. Whereas a planet that is small but has higher gravity because the density is higher. I wonder if, like, hypothetically, if you had a planet the size of, like, the moon, made of solid tungsten, its gravity would probably be, I'm not going to say terribly much higher, but it would be noticeably higher than the moon's gravity. Or like depleted uranium, or like just hypotheticals here. It's kind of like how neutron stars can be about the size of a city, but their gravity is so strong that it would like crush you if you stood on it. So it's like gravity isn't always determined on size; it's usually just mass. All right, up next, somebody. Colliding galaxies apparently. I like colliding galaxies. Come on. Oh, Space Engine is frozen. Ah, there we go. Alright. My computer is not enjoying itself for some reason. Not found. I think you're wrong. NGC 6050. Well, there's A. B, and C. Yeah, they are there. So I'm gonna go there. All right. Okay. I need to update this one of these days. Speaking of updates, Species was apparently updated, so you can expect another video of that soon. Wow. Okay, there we go. Oh man, this is nice. Look at that. You have two large spirals and a smaller kind of spiral. Like, this is some nice collisions going on here. Let's find a random ass planet. No, don't care about life or not. Let's just find one. I don't know what I just did, but it broke something. Whoa. That was weird. Kind of disturbing. But, whatever. Boop. This is kind of an interestingly colored planet. Look at its companions. Let's see what the sky looks from such a world. Because so much of the series is just about enjoying the splendor of the universe and looking for alien vistas. Now, I don't land on planets as much as I probably should. Right then, so in this sky, you can see the galaxy in which this planet's a part of right there, the one that's colliding, and the other one. And whoa, who's that? That's just another. Oh, that's just another galaxy that's not related to this collision pair, but it's close by. Damn, 4 galaxies in the night sky. This isn't even the night. This isn't even the night sky. Here, let's go into the actual night sky. Yeah, so you have 4 galaxies in your night sky. That would be fantastic. I kind of like this world. Ooh, stuttering is fun. All these deep craters. That one kind of looks like a face, but that's just pareidolia. You got these channels and grooves, likely collapsed lava tubes, similar to what you find on the moon. Discolorations, probably just surface geology. Like basaltic rocks and maybe some iron-rich rocks. Kind of like why Mars is the colors. Actually, interestingly enough, Mars is red from Earth, but if you're like right up against it, it's actually overall more of a butterscotch color. Like, it still is red, but the reason why we see it as being a bright red on Earth is because we mostly just see the red. But overall, it's actually more of a butterscotch color. Kind of like how Earth is blue, but if you look at it, ooh, because we have our green landmasses, the general color spectra. Well, actually, no, it is quite blue because we have a lot of water, and white because of clouds and stuff. But, you know, same kind of thing, where it's like Mars is actually a variety of colors, but it's overall more of a butterscotch color. On the surface, and it depends. There are people who claim that NASA doctors photos to make it look red on the surface, but that the sky is actually blue and all that jazz. And that isn't entirely correct. Sometimes pictures are changed, so they're color matched, but they're not like intentionally changed to look wrong. Natural color pictures, especially, you know, they're usually just color corrected. Like, especially on like the Viking missions, all these little moons. If you look like on the pictures of the landers, there's these little squares that have little color tiles on them, and those were for color calibrating of the cameras once on the surface. Now, that being said, Mars' sky isn't always red, especially in the evening when the sun's like that sunset. The Martian sky actually turns blue, which is weird. It can also be a little green at times, and I think that it might be blue during the day at some points of the year in some places, depending on the environment. But generally, the sky is a rusty red or a butterscotchy kind of red, like a pale red color, because of just the dust, especially like in the spring, after like the dust devil activity and stuff. But people will want to believe what they want to believe. For some, well, okay, it isn't for some reason. I know full why people enjoy their conspiracy theories. It gives them a source of comfort and control. But whatever. Oh man. Wow, 15 minutes in, already gotten through all of that. What's new in the world of space? They fixed the Hubble telescope, at least a little bit. It was having a gyro issue, and they were afraid they were going to lose it, but they decided to turn it off and on again, and then make it shake back and forth, and the gyro started working again. So it was the space equivalent of kicking it in the side to make it work, and it worked, and everyone's quite happy about that. Still no word from Opportunity on Mars, and they're actually going to cease active search efforts in a couple of weeks, which is very sad. They're going to keep keeping an eye out in case it does message back, but at this point it's looking very much like Opportunity's dead, which is very sad because that rover's been on Mars for like, what, 14 or 15 years? It's been a good little rover. On the flip side, InSight lands on Mars next month, which is really fun, and Mars 2020 is, its parachutes passed testing, so it's good to go. China wants to send a orbiter and rover to Mars in 2020, which I think is great. Russia and the European Union are sending the ExoMars rover in 2020. Basically, every launch window to Mars is there's a lot going on. I love it. Yeah, let's look for more planets. Ooh. Good old warm Oceania. It's a water world. Minus Kevin Costner. Ha 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 ha. But fairly generic. Actually, water worlds are probably fairly common in the galaxy, honestly. Because rocky planets aren't terribly uncommon. Atmospheres are probably not terribly uncommon. Breathable ones probably are very uncommon, but just atmospheres in general, probably not uncommon. Planets in the habitable zone are fairly common, and water is like the most abundant molecule in the universe. Because like hydrogen is the most abundant element, followed by helium, then lithium, and this goes down to oxygen, where hydrogen bonds to oxygen better than the other ones. So like the two most common compounds or two common molecules in the universe kind of balance out to be water and carbon monoxide, which is interesting. However, carbon dioxide is produced readily in volcanism and stuff, so it's also fairly common. But just universally, hydrogen is very common, and water is incredibly common. Well, alright then. Well, we're going to be wrapping this video up here. It's going to be a few more minutes, so I'm going to talk about something that's also kind of important. My game is finally on Steam, and by game, I mean quote-unquote game, because it's actually a simulator, it's not really a video game. I'll put a link in the description below. And again, it's more of a joke, so don't take it seriously, but it is going to be available starting November 15th. But the store is currently on Steam, and the game is good to go, and I'm already working on the next update for it. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I started as a joke. A friend of mine, because I was making environments in Unity, and a friend said, "Hey, you should see what kind of crap you can put on Steam," and I was like, "That's a great idea." So I made a game that was basically just an environmental simulator, where it's different environments with things you can go and find and walk around and explore, and I called it Go Outside Simulator. So it's basically like, you know, if you want to go outside but don't want to go outside, there you go. And it was actually a lot of fun to make, because it's very simple. Like, there are things you can do in it, like you can go and find stuff, but currently it's very simple. There's no time limits, there's no fetch quests, there's no bad guys, it's literally just environments. Think of it like a really crappy holodeck from Star Trek. That's what it is right now. But there's different there's 6 environments in the first iteration of the game. I'm going to be adding more environments, just like I'm going to try to add one at least every major update. Small updates I'll probably do here and there for bug fixes and stuff, but for general updates I'm going to be working on different environments, and I have a whole bunch of ideas for environments to add into it, and each environment has multiple Easter eggs you can go and find. A lot of them are they're all environment specific, but they're also cultural, like pop culture or history references. Most of them are humorous. I can guarantee that. Some of them are just interesting, but most of them are humorous. There's a lot of oh my god, there's a lot of movie and book references. But of course, to avoid copyright, I made them all myself. So they're all well and legal, and they're just references. They're not I'm not stealing anything. But this is a really cool planet. But there are a lot of jokes and stuff in them. And if you want to play it, you can check it out. It's 99 cents USD. I was going to originally make it free to play, but I put so much work and like effort into it that I'm like, I'll make it just 99 cents, which that equates to $1 something Canadian. But either way, it's cheap, and it'll remain cheap. The price might go up over time, but it's going to remain cheap. But you can check that out. It's just for fun. I do want to use it as it's a jumping off point to practice. I'm just going to climb this mountain to practice doing simulations and stuff. Because I eventually want to do VR simulations that are therapeutic, that can be used to help people who have phobias and environmental anxieties, or at least environmentally triggered anxieties, to help them like kind of step into exposure therapy. Because like I myself have agoraphobia, like really bad agoraphobia, and going out and doing stuff is incredibly hard for me. But I have to do it because it's exposure. When you expose, like the only way to really work at it, like the best therapy is exposure. But for some people who have it, well, as bad as I had it, well, I still have it pretty bad. But like in my situation, or people who have like OCD tendencies, like actual ones, not the comedy haha ones, like the actual OCD tendencies, or other various issues. I want to start doing VR stuff that can be used in therapeutic situations to help them kind of get into the mindset of experiencing these situations that cause them problems, but in a safe environment first before trying it out in the real world. So that's what I've been working on. And the first thing that I've done is this Go Outside simulator, which it's a joke. It's not it itself is not meant as a therapy aid. It's just a fun joke that I can use to practice doing stuff. It does mention agoraphobia a few times. There's even a mode you can click that makes an overlay on the screen that kind of shows what. Okay, there's an overlay. It doesn't accurately show what agoraphobia is like, but I basically made an overlay that you can walk around any environment, and this overlay on the screen, it just has words all over it, and each one is a word that's in my head whenever I'm having a panic attack. So it's like it's very rudimentarily like, you know, this is kind of what it's like, and it sucks. But again, it's for fun. It's not meant to be heavy-handed or an actual tool or a game. But if you want to check it out, you can. Link in the description below. It'll be updated frequently, more stuff added. I'm going to really overhaul the graphics as I go along. Especially in one of the environments I need to redo like almost completely because I don't like how it turned out. The next update is going to have... I'm thinking one new environment. I was thinking doing two, but I might space them out a bit. But yeah, so you can look forward to that. And that's 23 minutes. We have to end this now. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have ideas for me to go to other places, comments below. Topics to talk about, comments below. If you want to call me names, comments below. Like, go for it. I don't care. I do read every single comment though. So if you have questions, comments, grievances, jokes, tell me dad jokes. Those are always fun. Then comments below. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and space.